If you enjoy unusual stories, you've come to the right place.
Story 1. Emily Sanders. On April 24, 2022, 10-year-old Emily Sanders left her home in Cedar Grove, Minnesota. She was riding her bike to visit her aunt, whose house was only a short 3-minute ride away. Emily lived with her father, Michael Sanders, after her parents' divorce, but she often spent weekends with her extended family. That Sunday evening seemed no different from many before. When night fell and Emily had not returned, her father called his sister to check if Emily was still at her house. His sister confirmed that Emily had left more than an hour earlier. Concern quickly set in. Michael attempted to reach Emily's friends and classmates, but no one had seen her. At 9:00 p.m., he contacted the Cedar Grove Police Department to report his daughter missing. Officers, volunteers, drones, and K-9 units were deployed throughout the town. During the search, her father discovered Emily's bicycle abandoned along a wooded walking path. Emily herself was nowhere nearby. That discovery shifted the search effort toward the forested area. On the morning of April 25, a volunteer located Emily's body hidden under leaves near the trail. The medical examiner confirmed that she had been the victim of a homicide. A detail shared online soon gave investigators their first lead. Someone reported seeing Emily riding with another young boy earlier in the evening. That information quickly drew suspicion toward someone close to her. On April 26, police arrested a 14-year-old boy, Emily's cousin, Ryan Keller. He lived nearby and often spent time with her. During questioning, he admitted to luring Emily off the path and into the woods. He described striking her with a stick, strangling her, and concealing her body beneath leaves. Evidence collected at the scene supported his statement. Prosecutors charged Ryan as an adult, despite his age. He faced counts of first-degree intentional homicide and multiple related charges. A judge ruled that his trial would proceed in adult court. The case drew statewide attention, not only because of the violence but also because of the ages of both the victim and the perpetrator. Cedar Grove schools and community centers offered grief counseling, and vigils were held in Emily's memory. The facts remained straightforward: a routine bike ride, a short trip to her aunt's house, and a trusted relative who became her killer. The crime left behind a devastated family and a town struggling to comprehend how such an act could take place so close to home. Story 2. The Room Bug. On June 12, 2014, a college student in Tallahassee, Florida, discovered an unusual device hidden inside his power strip. The discovery was accidental. The strip had stopped working properly, and when he opened it to investigate, he found components that did not belong. Inside were 2 circuit boards, a SIM card, and a small microphone connected by wires. The design revealed its purpose. It was a covert listening device. When someone dialed the number linked to the SIM card, the device would automatically answer, allowing live audio from the room to be transmitted to the caller. The SIM card contained its own history. Records showed that it had been activated in August 2013. The account was still valid, and the balance had not expired. There was no evidence of incoming calls or messages during the period that the student had owned the strip. Because only law enforcement could request phone company records, the student had no way to identify the original owner or user of the SIM card. The only certainty was that the device had been built to function and could have captured conversations at any time. The student explained that he had taken the power strip from his parents' home when he moved into his dorm. That meant multiple people could have had access to it in the past. It was unclear when or where the modification had been made. The construction of the bug suggested professional assembly rather than an amateur attempt. It was carefully built, disguised in a way that would escape notice, and connected through the standard wiring of the strip. The most likely explanation was that the device had once been used in another location for surveillance, possibly for corporate or private monitoring. Once it was no longer needed, it might have been discarded, given away, or sold, eventually ending up in the student's possession. No official investigation followed, and the identity of whoever had installed the device was never determined. What remained certain was that an ordinary power strip had been converted into a fully functional room bug, capable of transmitting every sound inside the room to someone miles away. Story 3. Hit and Run. On September 15, 2019, 66-year-old Margaret Holloway left her home in Clearwater, Florida, for a morning bike ride along her usual route. It was a quiet suburban road she had traveled many times before. She did not return home at the expected time. Her husband, Thomas Holloway, went out to look for her. A short distance from their home, he found her bicycle lying on the roadside. Nearby, he discovered Margaret's body. Emergency responders confirmed that she had died from injuries consistent with a vehicle collision. Investigators determined that the incident was a hit-and-run. Tire tracks and vehicle debris at the scene indicated a collision with a car that had fled without stopping. Among the fragments recovered was a small piece of black plastic, later identified as part of a vehicle's headlight assembly. The police released images of the fragment and requested public assistance. Online communities analyzed the piece and concluded it came from a late 1980s pickup truck. Specialists later confirmed that it belonged to a 1989 Chevrolet CK series. Authorities narrowed the investigation to owners of that vehicle model. 5 days after the initial incident, a 37-year-old man, Jonathan Mayers, was located driving a matching truck with front-end damage consistent with the collision. He was taken into custody. Initially, Mayers claimed he thought he had struck an animal and drove away in fear. He later admitted he had seen the victim but did not stop because he did not want to confront the situation. Investigators also discovered controlled substances in his vehicle, suggesting possible impairment at the time of the crash. Mayers was charged with vehicular homicide and drug possession. He was sentenced to 4.5 years in prison. The investigation showed how a single small fragment from a hit-and-run collision led to the identification of the vehicle and the apprehension of the perpetrator. Without that evidence and the collaborative analysis, the case might have remained unsolved. Story 4: Hidden Camera. In November 2024, a resident of Orlando, Florida, noticed that one of the electrical outlets in their apartment appeared different from the others. The design and the bottom ground section looked unusual. The resident, who had a history of previous break-ins and stalking incidents, became concerned and decided to investigate. Using a camera detection device, they discovered that the outlet was transmitting a signal. Upon further inspection, the faceplate was removed, revealing a concealed camera with a wireless transmitter. The device was professionally manufactured and designed to transmit high-resolution video over Wi-Fi. The resident shared photographs online, and within a short time, the model was identified. It was a commercially available hidden camera, designed to look like a standard wall outlet while streaming 4K video. Given the resident's history with a stalker, it was suspected that the device had been installed deliberately to monitor their activities. The outlet had been wired in a way that allowed continuous power without the need for batteries, making detection difficult. Although the device's presence was confirmed and its model identified, no further information was obtained about who installed it or for what purpose. Law enforcement involvement, if any, was not documented. The case highlighted the potential danger of covert surveillance devices disguised as common household items and the need for vigilance when unusual equipment is detected in personal spaces. Story 5: Bifid. In July 2012, a man commuting on the subway in Miami, Florida, was approached by a stranger. The man appeared unkempt and handed him $50 along with a small folded note. Without explanation, the stranger walked away before the recipient could ask any questions. The note contained a grid with letters, numbers, and symbols which at first appeared random. After sharing it online, others identified it as a Bifid Cipher. Once decoded, the message included a date, time, and location in Miami, along with the name Mr. Input. Shortly afterward, the man received a second coded message online. When deciphered, it revealed another set of coordinates and a new meeting time, continuing the mysterious instructions. Online users speculated about the purpose of the messages. Some suggested it was a marketing campaign, noting that the dates coincided with a major upcoming movie release. Others speculated on intelligence or espionage connections, as one IP address associated with the message traced back to a military-related facility in Florida. Despite following the instructions, neither the man nor others who attended the specified location witnessed anything unusual. No meetings occurred, and there was no further interaction from the original sender. The day after the intended meeting, the recipient deleted the post and explained that he had received threats, including personal information about his family. Concern for safety prevented him from sharing additional details. The origin of the notes, the identity of the stranger, and the intended purpose remain unknown. The only confirmed facts are the initial encounter, the Bifid Cipher messages, and the failed attempt to meet at the locations specified in the notes.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to see more stories.